wake up in the morning and the alarm gives out a warning. I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, cause I'm saved by the bell. If the teacher pops a test, I know I'm in a mess, and my dog ate all my homework last night. Riding low in my chair, she won't know that I'm there. If I can hand it in tomorrow, it'll be alright. It's alright, cause I'm saved by the bell.
To make it to class on time, don't dilly-dally at all, because, I mean, it seems like a long time, but it's really not. And if you have a boyfriend, don't stand with him. Like, if you're gonna be late, you're gonna try to hug him and all this stuff, stop doing it.
If you have a class like across the building, I mean, it's best for you just to go ahead and start walking towards that class and not wait around. Because, I mean, I know a lot of people that's late that already have after-school detention because it's tardy. So if you have a class across from the building, make sure you just walk straight to a class. I mean, you can talk to people on the way, but just make sure you're on the way to the class.
What are the usual consequences if you get to class late?
3 tardies is after-school detention.
How long is that?
An hour.
It's an hour, right?
Ugh. But they give you 3 shots?
Yeah.
Okay.
And mostly that's for,
And mostly that's what?
like if you're, like you drive, I mean, not for freshmen, but if you drive, you can get your parking pass taken, and you'll have to get your mom to take you to school, which is embarrassing. So.
Good point.
Good point, very good.
Okay.
Well, there are them, but nobody uses them.
Because you don't have time to use a locker. You're going in and out of classes left and right.
And you like carry your book bag with you. And I know some teachers in middle school don't like the book bag in the classroom.
Is that how Tori's muscles got so big?
And plus, people are very deceitful, so people are very quick to take things that look good or whatever, so carry everything with you at all
Make sure
times.
you have everything with you.
I feel like the time you need to be start thinking about college is as soon as you get into high school, your freshman year. You hear a lot of counselors tell you that your freshman year sets the tone for the rest of your high school career, and I think that is right, because anything you do from middle school doesn't matter. Your life starts in high school, and what you do from here on out is going to set the tone. So set the tone early. My motto is work your butt off early, so when you get a senior, you're not rushing to get classes done. You're not rushing to find credits that you need. You have everything set. You're fine. Make sure you have goals and reach them. So as soon as you get to high school, don't procrastinate. Don't wait. Think about college now. Have a game plan now and be ready to get all the credits you need. Get some even some outside credits that you don't necessarily need, but look good on the college application, so you'll be ready when the time comes, and you'll be set, and you won't be scrambling for extra credits.
I want to point out that Destiny's a freshman, and she's already thinking about these things. This is Bryson Glover, and she is what grade are you in now?
I'm a senior.
She's a senior, and as you can see, she's wearing her hospital scrubs, and that's for a reason, and she's going to tell us why.
I am in a CNA nursing class at School of Technology. It is a year-long class, not just one semester. And you take all the clinicals that you need, so many hours to be a CNA, and I will graduate with my CNA. Right now we are at the nursing home, and we're actually getting to do hands-on stuff instead of just in the classroom doing paperwork. It's very interesting. There are a lot of things that you'll see that you never thought you would see, but you see a lot of stuff.
Now, when did you start doing this nursing? As a freshman, or how did?
You can only be a junior and a senior to go to School of Technology, because you have to be able to drive, or you can ride the bus, but you just have to be a junior or a senior. I started my sophomore year here taking Health Science 2 and Biomedical Technology, Then I moved on to School of Tech my junior year and took Health Science 2. And then my senior year is the only year that you can take Nursing Fundamentals. And it's just a class to where you get more hands-on stuff so you can graduate with your CNA. So,
It's really good because it also helps you save money because you,
yeah, it's only $100 at the end of the year to take the CNA exam. Anywhere else it probably would be more.
With college situation, you should start thinking about that as early as possible. It's important to figure out what you want to do and to take it seriously. When you're in school, really take the classes seriously, focus. Do not let anyone, hinder you from the path that you're trying to go towards. Really pay attention. Start thinking about it as early as possible. Take your grades serious. Don't get behind, because when you get behind, it's hard to catch up. And
Have you taken any college prep tests yet, like the SAT or the
I took
ACT?
the ACT, and right now I'm preparing to take the SAT.
So you're preparing for the SAT and you're a junior, right? Okay.
Sports, you have to have a C average, and if you mess up in class, the teachers will tell the coach, and you have to do whatever the coach sees fit.
If you're not an athlete, there's a lot of things you can do. Join clubs. I was an art club last year and went to New York City, and it was really, really fun. So, and even if you're not an athlete, go to the games. Like, they're really fun. Student sections are very fun, and just support your school.
how does the school feel this week getting ready for the game on Saturday? What's the atmosphere here in school?
We've had our spirit week all week, and I participated in every single day. But yeah, he just participated today. He's a senior. But I mean, it's
exciting.
It's very exciting. Like, whenever we went for football, that whole week, everybody was psychotic. And this week feels a little more calm because we're like, we're going for a second time. I think we can do this.
If we win, it'll be the first time like any high school has went undefeated in both sports. So that's what everybody's excited about.
Are any of you, you're not on the basketball team, are you? And are you on the basketball team?
On the football team.
Okay, and you were on the football team too, right? So if you're not an athlete at the moment, what are you doing to support the team and your school?
Probably Spirit Week.
Yep.
That's basically
Participating in Spirit
all you
Week
can
and
do.
showing up at the games. I mean, I know it costs money, but our student section is pretty awesome sometimes. So sometimes.
This week
This
year
week,
it has been.
yeah.
We've been good.
Yeah.
But
Okay, one thing I like about high school is the new friendships you have, because in classes you don't always have people in the same grade as you. You have upperclassmen and lowerclassmen, and I made so many more friends than I had like in middle school because I was able to reach out and meet new people in different like kind of groups and cliques and stuff.
In high school, we have more freedom, and you get to like walk in the halls by yourself and not have to worry about teachers messing with you as long as you're being behaved and not being too wild.
The difference between middle school and high school is middle school is a lot of playing and a lot of going to ALC and stuff. High school is like, it's getting you ready for college, more realistic. More teachers are serious because like if you go to college and you go to class, people are paying for that class.
About high school sports that's better than middle school. I mean, it's first you get a longer season, so I mean that's more time you get to play a certain sport you like. You get to play for a state championship now, and you can actually get a ring. I know in middle school you just have the title of it, but getting a ring is something special, and you get to be with even like the seniors and stuff. A lot of the JV and the varsity players get along together. So I mean, it's not like you're gonna be bullied or anything. I mean, everybody gets along well. I mean, I have a lot of freshman friends that play sports. So, I mean, you get to meet a lot of new people that you didn't think you'd be your friend, but I mean, it's very nice. Like, when I played freshman year when I was on the varsity, they welcomed me. They didn't look down on me or anything or try to get mad at me because I was on the varsity. But I mean, they really welcomed me and it was really nice.
Go ahead.
For the cafeteria situation, we are more free and more open. And when you get into the cafeteria on your first day, you have first, second, or third lunch. And when you sit down, odds are that's going to be your seat for the rest of the semester. And teachers watch you, but it's less crowded, and it's more free, and I guess that's really it.
Didn't you say that you get to pick wherever you want to sit and
Yes.
you don't have to?
You get to pick wherever you want to sit, and you don't get to sit. You don't have to sit with your classmates. It's with whoever you want to.
Okay, when I was a freshman, the privilege of having a phone was exciting. So at lunch, we would all be posting Instagram pictures and tweeting about it. But now that I'm in 11th grade, we all have it still, and it's still a good privilege, but I forget it sometimes. And we all just kind of focus on talking to each other about our days and everything.
I work at LKN, and juggling that with school, you have to have a lot of discipline. You have to know what you want to get done and how you want to get it done. You have to have a lot of focus, so you have to have a plan and really attack it and stay disciplined and reiterate it. Don't let anyone, let you get off track. Stay focused.
Do you work after school?
Yes.
What time would you say that you work till some nights even?
7, not too late.
And you still try and make sure you have time to get your homework done? And
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Sierra, where do you work?
I work in Zaxby's in Denver, and I mean my shifts. I don't close on the week. I ask purposely not to close on the week because I have to get up early in the morning for school, and I don't want to be dragging myself. And my shifts, I get off at 8 or 9, and then I make sure I do my homework. I'll go straight home, do my homework, and then get ready for work, and then immediately go to work after school. So.
At the end of summer, if you have your license, you should probably start focusing on meeting up with Mr. Krause, the resource officer, and spending $45 to pay for a parking ticket. School starts at 7:55 and the bell rings at 8, but you should probably try to get here around 7:30, 7:45 so you have time to talk and get with your classes. And if you have 3 tardies, you'll end up losing your parking pass for a week.
And then you got to ride the bus?
No, you can ride the bus or you can find a ride to school and from school.
Okay.
If you're an athlete and you have social media, when colleges, one of the things colleges look for is they ask you if you have any type of social media. That's one of the first things they ask you. So if you have social media, it's best to, keep it to a minimal. I know you can have it and people just like looking at it. But, don't say anything that you want colleges to know anything bad about or to say anything bad about anybody or just being negative on there because college coaches look at that and you don't want them not to give you a scholarship or recruit you because of what you have in social media.
First get in high school, you kind of find a group, I guess, or you'll always have that teacher that you're gonna become really close to. Like I'm in the winter guard and the color guard here in the marching band, and Miss Stamey is like my second mother, and I can talk to her about anything. And I've become close to her over the past 4 years, but we also have guidance counselors, which are they get very close to you, and
Do they help you with more than just personal problems,
Yes.
plans?
Yes, like we have a graduation coach, and if you need anything for graduation, you can go talk to him. And we also have Miss Matthews, who just came back, and she's all about graduation, and if you get scholarships, she wants to know about it. If you get accepted, she wants to know about it. She wants a copy of it, everything.
So they really celebrate your accomplishments with
Yes.
you? Good.
Do you feel different in high school than you did in middle school?
Yes, because back in middle school, it was just me doing whatever I wanted to. I felt like I was the man of everything, but now it's just, I see that I'm one more person where I gotta make it and gotta get out here and do everything for myself now.
Do you feel the same way, Destiny? You're down there shaking your head.
Yeah, like he said, in middle school, I feel like you're really trying to find yourself in middle school. You're not necessarily worried about grades, and even I see in my grade, you know, you see people change, and sometimes you see people change for the worse when you get in high school. So it's not always people change for the best, but for me, it was, I think my eyes got open to the real world when you come to high school. It's not, you can't go home, take a nap for an hour, get up, and decide to study. No, I've studied every day of my life since I've been in high school, and that has paid off. But I feel like in middle school, you know, you can study for a test the day before and be fine, but in high school, you try that, it's not going to work. So, and I think your personality changed. You should be able to mature from middle school to high school, because I know a lot of seniors call freshmen annoying, and when you come here, you're gonna get that, because I get that all the time. Oh, freshmen are annoying, but I feel like if you really truly know who you are when you get to high school, then you'll be fine. It shouldn't be anything to worry about. But like Tristan said, yeah, you know, you play in middle school and you laugh and you giggle, but when you get to high school, if you want to make it in life, it's not gonna happen.
Do you feel like you've grown up a lot from middle school to high school?
Yeah, I feel like in middle school, you're kind of getting your hand held by your teachers, and they're constantly saying, did you turn in this assignment? And you know, if you don't put your name on your assignment, then they're gonna like make sure you turn it in or you make it up or something. High school, it's very different. Your teachers, they're still there for you and all, but it's not like they're not gonna hold your hand and they're not gonna walk you through like where you need to go. You need to learn to do these things by yourself.
Okay. So Destiny had mentioned that sometimes kids get to high school and their road turns negatively. What do you guys see that happens here that makes people take a negative turn, or what causes them to start making bad decisions?
Well, in high school, you just are kind of thrown in there like you're in a big pack of wolves type thing. And you have to really get down and do your work, or it's just not going to work. There's a lot more work in high school than there is in middle school. And like she said, they kind of hold your hand, and now you're on your own, and you kind of have to do what you have to do. And when people get put into high school and they go negatively, like they go wrong and go downhill, is because they just don't do their work. They just don't care. They think, well, they're just going to hold my hand, and they're not going to. You're on your own, kind of. You just have to do what you have to do to get through.
Do you think that there is bullying or other outside influences that causes people to turn bad or for things to be negative?
I think that I do see bullying around here, but it's not much different than middle school. The bullies that you see now, unless they decide to change for the better, they're pretty much going to be the bullies throughout high school. And I would say that as long as you know who you are and who you want to be, and you just, you know, keep that in your mind, then you're going to be fine.
Tristan, did there come a time when you got to high school that you knew, I've got to settle down, I've got to, I mean, you even admitted, you know, that you played and cut up and kid around, but is there a point, was it your freshman year, that you said, you know what, I've got to start taking this serious?
Actually, it was one year. I was sitting there in my room thinking, and I was looking at all my stuff, and I looked through, and I had like 70s here, maybe like 80s here. So I just started thinking, like my sophomore year, I just need to take things more serious than what I was doing, because I would just come to class, just go to sleep, just put my head down, do whatever. She can't tell me nothing, but after that, I just started doing more things, starting to realize what was coming to me, what I need to do.
So it's something that you had to figure out for yourself.
Yes.
Do you guys see a problem with drugs or alcohol at school? Destiny, I know you're an athlete. Tristan, you're an athlete. You obviously have like things going on outside. Not necessarily do you see a problem, but what advice could you give to the students coming up from middle school that might have those types of temptations presented to them?
I would say get around friends that's trying to go where you are. So many times in high school you get drawn in with the wrong crowd. And as Ashley said, literally that was probably the biggest thing people struggle with, is not knowing who you are. I promise you, if you get to high school and you don't know who you are, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get drawn with the wrong crowd. So that's probably the biggest thing I would stress, is know who you are before you get here. Because if you don't, you're going to get drawn with the wrong crowd. And I would say get around some friends that's trying to go to the same place as you. If you have friends that are making D's and F's and you're trying to make A's and B's, there's no way y'all going to get along, because y'all don't have the same mindset and the same goals. So to get away from all that, the temptations of the drugs or the alcohol, or turn the wrong way, get around some friends that really, really want to go where you are. If you know your friend is not, making the best grades, they can do better, then yeah, still be that friend and encourage them. But if they don't want it for themselves, you can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do. So just make sure you stay around a group of friends that's going to help you and not hurt you, because in high school we're so caught up, oh, my friends, and oh my gosh, we're going out, we're going this, we're going that. Don't let your friends be your downfall in high school.
And what about the sports side, Tristan? Like, if somebody did get into those types of things and they're an athlete, what are some of the consequences?
Well, now they have the 1-year suspension rule. Well, that leads you to you're done with football and stuff for the whole 4 years you come to high school. So they drug test you now. They random judge it. So there's no point in trying anymore.
Have you ever been drug tested?
I didn't get drug tested this year. They just started this year in this county.
But there are students at the school who have been?
There have been some on the football teams. Yeah.
Some on the basketball team.
Another reminder, and maybe you guys could respond to this, is we talked a little bit about social media earlier, and if you're out doing those types of things and the things that you're putting on social media, Ashley, I think you had something to say about that.
Yeah, something you guys may or may not realize about that is when you go and you interview for a job, or you go and you go to a college and you want to get into that college, they're going to have access to your social media accounts like Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And the things that you post on there now are going to really affect you when you get to college or interview for a job, because they're going to be able to see all that